I made one minor adjustment to my daily schedule at the age of 65. I began consuming 2 eggs each morning. Just 2 eggs, consistently and silently, without the need for costly supplements or intricate meal programs. And I was genuinely astonished by what transpired next. You're not the only person in your 50s, 60s, or 70s who has ever questioned whether eggs are healthy or unhealthy. We were warned to handle eggs carefully for years. Some claimed they were heart-harming. They were considered a superfood by some. It has been perplexing. However, science now has more precise solutions. I would want to take you on a pleasant excursion today, one that investigates the true effects of eating 2 eggs a day on your body, brain, energy, and even your future, not only for protein, not just for weight loss, but for a higher purpose, something that affects all aspects of your health. This has nothing to do with hype. It has to do with the truth. It has to do with wisdom. And it's about how one inexpensive, basic meal can subtly become a source of courage, concentration, safety, and perhaps even happiness in your day-to-day existence. Stay with me, therefore, if you're searching for something that will help your heart, eyesight, memory, immune system, and more. There may be more to these 2 little eggs than just nourishment. They are hopeful. Let's get started. 1. The secret strength under the surface eggs were considered a breakfast item for the majority of my life. Something simple, quick, and possibly a little dull. However, I discovered that I had been ignoring one of nature's most complete and potent nutrients as I started to delve deeper and understand more about what's within an egg. About 6 grams of high-quality protein can be found in one big egg. However, the type of protein is more important than its quantity. All 9 of the necessary amino acids, the ones your body is unable to make on its own, are present in this protein. These amino acids assist the immune system and aid in muscle, skin, and hair healing. Additionally, each egg only contains 78 calories. In other words, 2 eggs provide you with a lot of nutrients for less than 160 calories. But protein isn't the whole picture. Important vitamins and minerals are abundant in eggs. They include vitamin A, which maintains a robust immune system and aids in vision. Additionally, they contain vitamin D, which aids in the body's absorption of calcium, which is essential for healthy bones, particularly as we age. Vitamin K, which subtly strengthens your blood and bones, and vitamin E, a natural antioxidant that shields your cells from harm, are also present. The minerals come next. Phosphorus for healthy bones and teeth. One potent antioxidant is selenium. And choline, one of the most crucial yet frequently overlooked nutrients. The health of the brain depends on choline. It promotes learning, memory, and even the well-being of your body's cells. One of the best natural sources of it is eggs. You can get roughly 125 milligrams of choline from one large egg. This is a nutrient that many elderly persons are deficient in. However, it is closely related to clarity, attention, and even emotional equilibrium. From that perspective, an egg is more than just sustenance. It is a tiny bundle of strength, protection, and rejuvenation. Your body gets what it needs from each bite to be healthy, steady, and sharp. And this is only the start. Not only did eggs make me feel stronger, but they also made me feel less hungry and more content, which astonished me the most. Next, let's discuss it. 2. Weight and eggs. Without going hungry, you are aware of how difficult weight loss may be if you have ever attempted it. The metabolism slows down, appetite seems stronger, and the thought of missing meals can be draining, especially as we age. However, this is what I found. By 10 o'clock, I no longer felt like I was starving when I started eating 2 eggs in the morning. Why? It all boils down to satiety, or the sensation of being content and full. High-quality protein, which is the most satisfying nutrient you can consume, is abundant in eggs. Your body releases unique hormones when you eat protein, telling your brain that you are satisfied. Peptide YY and cholecystokinin are 2 of those hormones. Hours after a meal, these cues help you maintain a healthy appetite and lessen hunger. In my own experience, I found that I stopped reaching for snacks after eating 2 eggs for breakfast. I automatically ate fewer servings at lunch and dinner and stopped craving sugar in the middle of the morning. The thermic effect of food is another term for it. In comparison to fats or carbohydrates, it indicates that your body burns more calories simply from digesting protein. In other words, eggs make you feel full and encourage your body to work more to metabolize them. Let's speak about calories now. The total calorie content of 2 large eggs is approximately 156. That is less than a bowl of cereal or even most breakfast sandwiches. However, you are getting protein and healthy fats, the kind that stabilize blood sugar and help you avoid those energy dips later in the day, instead of sugar and processed carbs. Additionally, eggs don't have to function alone. When combined with foods high in fiber such as avocado, veggies, or oatmeal, they provide a full, satisfying breakfast that promotes long-term weight loss. This has nothing to do with dieting. The goal is to feel nourished, stable, and content without feeling deprived. Food becomes more than just fuel as we become older. It is traditional, comfortable, and healthful. Furthermore, I think that any weight loss should be peaceful rather than stressful. 3. Defending eyes that have witnessed a lifetime. One of the best gifts we have is our sight. They have read letters from loved ones, seen the sun rise on peaceful mornings, and watched our children develop. However, many of us experience changes throughout time, such as blurred vision, light sensitivity, or trouble reading at night. The good news is that our diet can slow down or even stop some of these changes. Despite their apparent simplicity, eggs provide strong eye protection. Lutein and zeaxanthin are 2 unique antioxidants found in the yolk of the egg. These nutrients are vital for long-term eye health in addition to being healthy for you. They serve as your body's natural sunglasses, blocking out dangerous blue light from sunlight, laptops, phones, and tablets. The macula, the core region of the retina that aids in fine detailed vision, may be harmed by this light. One of the main causes of age macular degeneration is oxidative stress, which is defended against by lutein and zeaxanthin, which accumulate in the macula. Millions of senior citizens suffer from this illness, which can cause severe eyesight loss. However, studies indicate that those who take more of these antioxidants are less likely to get it. Eggs also aid in preventing cataracts, which are caused by clouding of the internal lens of the eye. Together with vitamin A, the antioxidants in eggs help prevent aging, lens damage, and prolong its clarity. In addition, eggs are a fantastic natural source of vitamin A. Many elderly persons silently suffer from night blindness, which is caused by a lack of vitamin A, which is necessary for seeing in low light. While driving home one evening, I noticed that I could see the road signs more clearly than normal. It took me a moment to discover that eating 2 eggs per day might be more beneficial than I initially believed. It takes more than just glasses and surgery to take care of your eyes. Occasionally, it has to do with the foods we select on a daily basis, the tiny, straightforward deeds of kindness that enable us to continue seeing the people and places we cherish most. Even if your eyes are more protected, your brain is another area of your body that gains subtly but significantly from eggs. Next, let's discuss it. 4. A brain that remains capable as one ages. Have you ever entered a room and lost sight of your purpose? Or stopped in the middle of a sentence, trying to find a word that used to come so naturally? You're not by yourself. It's normal to feel that our memory isn't as good as it once was as we age. But what if I told you that eating just 2 eggs a day may naturally, gradually, and softly assist your brain? Choline is a nutrient that holds the key. The brain needs choline to function. Acetylcholine, a chemical messenger that aids in mood, memory, and learning, is produced by your brain using it. Consider it a bridge that facilitates rapid and clear communication between brain cells. Insufficient choline weakens the bridge and slows down those connections. This is the issue. The majority of people, particularly those who are older, do not get enough choline in their diet. However, one of the finest natural sources is eggs. You can get roughly 125 milligrams of choline from 1 large egg. The recommended daily intake for women is 425 milligrams. It is 550 milligrams for men. This implies that consuming 2 eggs provides you with almost half of your daily requirements, and that's not all. Additionally, eggs include a number of B vitamins that promote brain health, such as folate, commonly called vitamin B9, vitamin B6, and vitamin B12. These vitamins aid in lowering homocysteine levels, which are associated with an increased risk of memory issues and potentially Alzheimer's disease when they are excessively high. I became aware of something Minor but significant when I began eating eggs on a regular basis. My sentences started to flow more naturally. I was quicker at remembering names. In fact, I felt less confused, less frustrated, and more emotionally stable. One of the most loving things you can do for yourself is to fuel your brain if you want to remain intelligent, curious, and self-sufficient. What's the best part? You don't need anything extravagant. It all begins with a basic egg that is cracked into a skillet, served purposefully, and carefully consumed. Boosting vitality and immunity. As we age, maintaining our health is less about persevering and more about safeguarding our vitality, power, and capacity to recover from disease. In actuality, there are many things around us that might weaken our immune systems, including stress, pollution, viruses, and even time itself. However, giving your body the nourishment it needs to protect itself is one of the most effective strategies to maintain your strength. Indeed, eggs have an unexpected part in that. First, let's talk about vitamin A. The mucous membranes in your mouth, nose, and respiratory system, your body's first line of defense, are strengthened by this vitamin. These are the barriers that prevent dangerous bacteria from entering. Vitamin A is a naturally occurring, simple, and well-absorbed vitamin that can be found in eggs. Vitamin B12 comes next. White blood cells, the cells that fight against infection and sickness, are produced and maintained by your body with the aid of this nutrient. 2 eggs a day can help make up for the vitamin B12 that older persons frequently lack, which can suppress the immune system. Next is selenium, a trace mineral that has strong antioxidant properties. It controls inflammation and shields immune cells from harm. Among the foods that contain the highest concentration of selenium are eggs. Lastly, let us discuss vitamin D. It is vital for immunological function, particularly in older persons, and is referred to as the sunshine vitamin. However, our skin's ability to produce it from sunshine decreases with age. For this reason, obtaining vitamin D through diet becomes even more crucial. Significant levels of vitamin D found in eggs, particularly those from hens raised on pasture, can help close that gap. By including eggs in your diet, you are providing your body with the resources it needs to better protect itself. But I'm not claiming that eating 2 of them every day will make you immune to disease. That matters, particularly if you are managing chronic conditions or throughout the cold and flu season. I have experienced increased resilience, less sniffles, more consistent energy, and most importantly, a quiet confidence that I am providing my body with healthy nourishment every single day since I began eating eggs on a daily basis. Eggs, however, offer more than just defense against the elements. They also assist in maintaining the equilibrium of your blood sugar, one of your most vital internal systems. Next, let's discuss it. 6. Blood sugar balance and mental calm. If you're like most individuals over 50, you've definitely considered your blood sugar levels. Your doctor may have brought up prediabetes. Perhaps you already look at your figures every day. Or perhaps you simply want to stay away from the afternoon crash, which is the wobbly, exhausted feeling that follows a sugary dinner. In actuality, blood sugar has an impact on all aspects of our lives, including our weight, long-term health, mood, and ability to concentrate. And you already have one of the easiest ways to help stabilize it in your kitchen. Eggs are nearly carbohydrate-free. This indicates that eating them won't result in unexpected blood sugar rises. Rather, they use healthy fats and protein to provide you with sustained energy. Because of this, you will experience fewer highs and lows throughout the day as your blood sugar levels remain stable. Your body makes less insulin when your blood sugar is constant. This is significant because insulin resistance, one of the primary causes of type 2 diabetes and weight gain, can result from repeated insulin surges. However, your body maintains equilibrium when you eat meals that contain eggs, particularly in the morning. You avoid the subsequent slump and the sugar high. Here's another thing I observed. I used to experience a drop in energy about 10 or 11 in the morning before I started eating eggs. By 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I would reach for something sweet before feeling exhausted once more. Those crashes have stopped since I switched to a breakfast that includes 2 eggs. I have a smooth energy. I feel like I have more clarity. Furthermore, energy is not the only factor. Regular egg eaters are more likely to have improved insulin sensitivity, which means their bodies are better able to process sugar, according to studies. That is a huge victory for anyone wanting to age steadily and with strength. or managing prediabetes. Eggs can be incorporated into a breakfast that promotes consistent energy, improved concentration, and mental calm when combined with foods high in fiber, such as spinach, tomatoes, or whole grain toast. Therefore, the answer to the question of whether eggs are safe for blood sugar levels is yes. Furthermore, they might be a kind ally in assisting you in feeling in charge, at ease, and balanced. Let's now discuss an issue that many people are still concerned about: heart health and cholesterol. You may be surprised by the truth. 7. Cholesterol, the truth and the myth. We were warned for years that eggs were unhealthy for our hearts. You may recall those headlines, of course I do. Avoid eggs, they advised. Too much cholesterol. I believed that story for a while, perhaps you did too. Today, however, science provides us with a different, more comprehensive, and far more optimistic message. Indeed, the yolk of eggs contains the majority of the cholesterol, 186 psins per big egg. However, this is what scientists have found. Dietary cholesterol, or cholesterol from food, does not considerably increase blood cholesterol levels in the majority of healthy individuals. Your body is intelligent, which is why. Your liver produces less cholesterol when you consume more of it. Your liver produces more when you eat less. Your body adapts, it achieves equilibrium. More significantly, eggs can actually increase your levels of HDL, or high-density lipoprotein, also referred to as the good cholesterol. This kind of cholesterol aids in transporting low-density lipoprotein, or LDL, the bad cholesterol, from your arteries back to the liver for processing and elimination. In other words, eating eggs may help your blood vessels clean and clear rather than clog. Other heart protective nutrients found in eggs include monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fatty acids, which are good fats, and antioxidants like lutein and zeaxanthin. These nutrients help maintain healthy circulation, lessen oxidative stress, and reduce inflammation, all of which contribute to heart disease. I want to be clear now. It is always advisable to consult your physician if you have been diagnosed with excessive cholesterol or if you have a personal or family history of cardiac issues. However, for the majority of people, eating 1 or even 2 eggs daily as part of a healthy diet is not only safe but also advantageous. After eating 2 eggs a day for 6 months, I can still clearly recall the day I received my cholesterol readings. My doctor grinned and told me to keep going no matter what I was doing because my HDL was higher and my LDL had not changed. This is the true lesson here. Sometimes something we believed to be detrimental turns out to be therapeutic, and nutrition is about understanding rather than fear. Aging gracefully on the inside and out at the age of 8. Everyone wants to age gracefully, both in terms of appearance and how they feel. Our nails get more fragile, our hair becomes duller, and our skin gets thinner with time. Even though it is a natural process, we may nevertheless support our bodies throughout this time. Unbelievably, we may appear and feel more vibrant without the need for pricey cosmetics or fancy creams by using the ordinary egg. First, let's talk about protein. Keratin is the protein that makes up hair, skin, and nails, and the high-quality protein in eggs gives your body just what it needs to make and repair that keratin. Your skin can sag, your nails can weaken, and your hair can thin if you don't consume enough protein, something that is surprisingly prevalent among older folks. However, you are providing your body with the building blocks it needs to remain strong by eating just 2 eggs per day. Biotin, sometimes referred to as vitamin B7, is another vitamin that is abundant in eggs. In addition to its well-known benefits for strong, healthy hair and nails, biotin also helps maintain balanced, smooth skin. Although the majority of biotin is located in the yolk, many people believe it is contained in the white of the egg. Eating the entire egg is important for this reason. Eggs include vitamin A, which promotes skin cell renewal and aids in moisture retention, in addition to biotin. Additionally, they provide zinc and selenium, which are nutrients that prevent damage from free radicals, which hasten the aging process. There's also choline. Indeed, the same nutrient that helps your brain also affects the structure of your skin. Choline keeps your skin firm, your features defined, and your body's natural glow a tad brighter by preserving the strength of your cells. Although no one food can change the course of time, the correct nutrition can gradually make you feel more like yourself. You feel more at ease, more self-assured, and more invigorated. After a few months, I began to notice the differences. My complexion appeared less lifeless, my hair felt more robust, and perhaps most importantly, I felt good about helping my body from the inside out. Because aging gracefully involves more than just how we look, it also involves how we conduct ourselves and navigate the world, and eggs, in their own subtle way, can assist us in doing just that. The ninth is the proper method to consume eggs. You already know how effective eating 2 basic eggs a day can be, but many people don't realize this. The way you eat is equally as important as what you eat. If you consume eggs for health, it's crucial to make sure you're getting the most nutritional value out of them, because how you cook them can either increase or decrease that value. Let's start with boiled eggs, which is the best approach. One of the healthiest ways to prepare eggs is to boil them, regardless of how hard they are. Nearly all of the nutrients included in the yolk of boiled eggs are retained, including vital vitamins like A, D, E, and K. Additionally, because they don't require additional oil or butter, boiled eggs are ideal for people controlling their weight or cholesterol levels. They also preserve antioxidants like lutein and zeaxanthin, which help protect your eyes. Let's discuss poached eggs next. Without the use of oil or fat, poached eggs are cooked slowly in boiling water. This technique also preserves the yolk's softness and golden color, while safeguarding delicate nutrients. The heat-sensitive vitamins, including choline and vitamin D, are preserved in a soft yolk. In addition to being nutritious, poached eggs are also appealing and reassuring, a gentle delight on a calm morning. What about eggs that have been scrambled? Depending on what you put in them, scrambled eggs can also be healthful. They are frequently cooked with butter or processed cheese, which can raise the calories and saturated fat content. Adding veggies like spinach, tomatoes, or mushrooms along with a tiny bit of extra virgin olive oil is a preferable option. This transforms your eggs into a nutrient-dense, flavorful, and antioxidant-rich meal. What about eggs that aren't cooked? For protein, some people drink or add raw eggs to smoothies, although there are hazards involved. Salmonella and other germs that can cause food poisoning can be found in raw eggs. Additionally, a protein called avidin, found in raw egg whites, prevents the absorption of biotin, the vitamin that supports healthy skin, hair, and nails. It implies that you can be causing more harm than good. It is best to cook your eggs if you want the advantages. A small reminder about safety can make a big difference. Select only eggs with pristine, undamaged shells. Keep them in their original carton in the refrigerator. Eggs shouldn't be cleaned before being stored. It eliminates their innate barrier. Eggs should be cooked until the whites are set. Make sure your eggs are fresh and from a reliable source if you prefer a delicate yolk. Additionally, to be safe, use pasteurized eggs for recipes that call for raw eggs, such as homemade mayonnaise or sweets. It takes very little work to prepare eggs properly, just a little attention. And you're doing more than just cooking when you take that care. You are making a daily decision that promotes your well-being, vitality, and health. Over time, the most significant improvements can sometimes be produced by the simplest intentional practices. Big choices, or dramatic events, don't always result in the most significant life changes. They are the result of silent decisions, little routines, the kind that you do every day, like preparing 2 basic eggs every morning. Food is never just food, you see. Yes, it's fuel. It's also about caring, remembering, and comfort. Additionally, you are communicating with your body and mind when you decide to take care of yourself, particularly in later life. You are still important. You still deserve to be taken care of. You might think that 2 eggs a day is not much. However, they have the potential to improve your vision, memory, muscle strength, blood sugar regulation, and heart health over time. They can make you feel more content, more in charge of your own health, and more invigorated. Most significantly, they can serve as a reminder that aging well need not be a daunting task. Something as basic as what you place on your plate can serve as the starting point. Therefore, I hope this gives you encouragement no matter where you are in your journey, whether you have been focusing on your health for decades or you are just beginning to do so. It is not necessary for you to do everything. You simply must take action. Your next move should be deliberate, soft, and silent. Let's start with breakfast. Look after yourself. The only you we have is you.